Well, howdy folks. Today I have a different crash site for you. This one's been here for quite a while. It's near a site called the Seeps, north of Rachel. And there's still a lot of debris. Let me show you what's going on here. Well, this site has been known for quite a while, but there's still quite a few large pieces to be found. Let me show you some of the stuff that is still here. Right here, this is really stuff that you don't want to find. This is part of the pilot's helmet and radio gear. So I don't know, I'm going to have to look up on my own website what happened to the pilot, if he made it or not. But this is part of his helmet gear. And moving on, there's little pieces of debris all over the place. You can probably see it glinting in the sun. And there's some pretty good sized chunks here. This is part of the engine housing, maybe. Hard to say what it was. It's got some bluing there. It looks like it was part of the engine. Yeah, here's part of the engine. You can see part of the turbine. And it looks like some critters moved in and made a new home out of it. So there's another big piece up on the hill. Let's take a look at that. And again, this site is very well known. Lots of people have been here. I'm not going to publish the exact location, but most people that care about these crash sites know about it anyway. Yep, that's the other part of the engine. So, we got one big chunk here and one big chunk down there that tells you the force of the impact. According to my experience, bigger pieces always fly furthest. So you tend to find the lightest pieces close to the impact site, and then the bigger pieces have a lot of momentum and they just keep on going. Like this big chunk of the engine. Still some fuel lines, looks like fuel lines attached to it, and all kinds of hydraulic lines. So here's a look down back to the road. It's right next to the road. There's all these large chunks to be found, and this is, I think, the furthest piece. I believe the aircraft came through one of these gaps over there and didn't quite make it. So it just ended up, part of it in a wash and part of it up here on a high spot. So let's take another look around if we find any more stuff. This piece here was probably part of the wing or tail assembly. It says no step on there, so it's a surface that you are not supposed to step on. And here's another chunk. All kinds of small pieces of debris. And here's a chunk that apparently some critter has moved right in, made a home in it. That's the way it goes in the desert. And look who I ran into, Peter Merlin. Hey, Pete. No, of course we came up here together. And I think, Pete, you found something really interesting, didn't you?
Oh yeah, there's part of the wing over there, just over this little rise.
Oh, we gotta go check that out. Let's go.
This site is spread out over a very wide area.
Yeah, it is. It really is. That thing must have come in with quite a bit of force. Okay, so we are a few hundred yards away from the main crash site, and there's still pieces everywhere. And I can see that big piece that Peter found, part of the wing. You always got to be careful not to trip over wreckage here. Look at that. Wow. Wow. So do we...
So this is from the right wing, based on the stenciling over there.
Okay. 89 R for right.
Yes, those are the
Rate
some of the
gyro.
access panels.
Look at that. It's all the hydraulic lines still in there.
I was going to flip it over, but there's something living under there, so I decided not to.
Yeah, you know, there's some pieces over there where you can see new life has moved in. And
There's more.
yeah, let's take a look at that.
Scattered around
Wow.
here as well.
Yeah, over there. Let's take a look at that piece. You know, I think most people will only visit the main site.
Yeah.
They probably have never seen this part. This looks like
This looks like it's connected
part of the engine.
to the engine.
Ish.
Yeah. This is the engine parts here.
Okay.
You can see a lot of different lines.
Yeah, all those lines. Now,
And it's made of, it's parts made of, various exotic alloys for high temperature applications.
yeah. Now we found another engine part way over there. Do you think that
Well,
that indicates a two-engine aircraft?
oh yeah, it was a two-engine aircraft. This is an F4 Phantom,
Okay.
so definitely twin engine.
Okay. Yeah, this is, I mean, it's amazing. When we look back, that's where the truck is parked and that's where all the other stuff is. So
Right.
we're looking at a debris field of several hundred yards.
Yeah, this covers a pretty good area. I mean, I can see pieces shining in the sun, way out there, hundreds of feet away.
Yeah, really. I mean, this must have been a tremendous impact. And yeah, look at this. Everywhere there's evidence of critters moving in. That's
Right.
pretty cool. Let's see, there's another part down there that looks interesting,
Yeah.
another large chunk down there.
Yes.
And by the way, folks, this is beautiful country up there, up here. Down there, that's actually the Sand Springs dry lake bed. And you can barely see, it's a little hazy today, but I can actually barely see Rachel off in the distance. Okay, now what might this be? This looks like a structural part of the fuselage with...
Yeah, this is probably part of the aft fuselage, close to the engines. I've seen some other engine-related plumbing around here, titanium tubing.
Yeah, this is, you can see some plastic conduits. Would that be where the wiring harness went through? Or is that some vacuum tubing?
Let's see, this, that's an aluminum tube there. There's some plastic tubing, like you say.
Yeah,
Very interesting. I'm not exactly sure what that's for.
and more pieces around here. More tubing back there, and if we hike up that next high spot, I wonder if we find any more pieces down that way. Let's go take a look for a little further out. So this is really what a crash site looks like when it's not being picked up at all by the Air Force. I guess back in those days they just didn't care.
Pretty much just left everything where it was.
Yeah, there was no EPA to worry about, or at least they didn't have a reach out here. Well, that's what happens. Yeah, you can see still wreckage way out there
Now
on
that
that
we're
next hill.
walking with the sunlight, you can really see how it's everywhere.
Yeah, you can. Wow, I had no idea it goes this far back. There are still, I'm just gonna aim on the ground here for a little while. There are still pieces everywhere. Chunks of fabric, chunks of metal, tubing here with the coupling still attached.
I mean, this looks like it might cover a couple acres.
Yeah, it does. Oh, here's a coupling.
Again, there's a label on that too.
Oh yeah, look at that.
What's left to it? Probably a hydraulic line.
It's the label right there. If we could still read it. It just keeps on going.
And this definitely is an Air Force plane. It's got the old Vietnam style camouflage painting, brown and green.
Ah, yeah, okay.
The white underside you saw in that wing part.
Yeah, look at we're just for reference, that's where the truck is parked. We're quite a ways away here. Let's see. And I just heard a ding, so apparently you got cell coverage.
Apparently.
Isn't that amazing? Let's see, there's more little pieces over here. Huh. It just keeps on going. And this is actually a route that the pilots still use for red flag exercises to come in low through the gap over here and go into the ranges. So that's probably what happened. That aircraft probably was on the way in and something happened. It didn't quite clear the gap and ended up on the ground here. Yeah, it looks like it actually goes way back. I can still see pieces on that next rise.
Yes.
And probably down in that low spot. And possibly even up on that next slope. This F4 came down with tremendous force.
It's hard to imagine when you look at an F4 Phantom that it can become this many tiny pieces.
Isn't that amazing?
And big pieces as well, but really it was disassembled with extreme mechanical force.
That's one way to put it. Nice, yeah. So much for this crash site. Thanks for explanations. That was really interesting exploring this crash site.
I'm going to have to look up the history of this particular accident. I know I've read about it before, but I don't remember anything particularly, so I'll just have to check my reference material.
Yeah, and you can probably check it on dreamlandresort.com. I bet I have it on the website. I just don't have it in my head right now. So here you have it. This area, this would have been a hell of a place to be when that aircraft came down. Just thought I'd show you what a crash site from the olden days looks like, with a lot of stuff still there. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you do, please like and subscribe to my channel.